Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another equipment review from me, the Pong Professor. This time, I'm reviewing a Spinlord pimple-out rubber called Minotaur in German or Minotaur in American English. Spinlord describes the Minotaur as an experimental rubber with cylindrical pips that are very thin and long enough to qualify as long pips. The top sheet is made using an anti-spin compound. Spinlord recommends the Minotaur as a backhand rubber due to its strengths in the pushing, blocking, and counter-attacking game, but warns that it is very weak for topspin. My inspection of the pips confirmed the information provided by Spinlord. That is, the pips are indeed semi-long, thin, perfectly cylindrical, horizontally aligned, with average separation, and with finely ribbed tops. The top sheet is paired with a cream-colored, medium-hard sponge that has a very high density of super tiny pores. The test sheet weighed 48 grams uncut and 35 grams when cut to the test plate, which is pretty average for a pimple-out rubber. I tested the red Spinlord Minotaur in 2mm thickness using a 7-ply all-wood AS Limba-based blade. The Spinlord Minotaur performs well on backhand drives, though it is only moderately fast, being in the all-round plus to offensive minus range. The feeling is soft, much softer than with the semi-long Spinlord Gepard pimple-out rubber I recently reviewed. Moreover, the wobble effect is pretty weak. I had to use a flatter bat angle than usual to prevent the backhand drives from floating long. That proved to be a general feature about this rubber. The Minotaur also works reasonably well as a backhand blocking rubber. Incoming spin is neutralized effectively, but the blocks are slower and have a higher trajectory than with the above-mentioned Gepard. Again, it is critical to use flatter, more aggressive strokes, as passive blocks had a tendency of floating long unless super soft hands were used. Once I made these adjustments, I enjoyed respectable control, and the returns also had a level of disruptive spin inversion to them. Here are a couple of examples from Matchlike drills. Initially, most of my backhand pushes went into the net. It wasn't until I started contacting the ball much lower than usual that my consistency improved. Once adjusted, I was able to play quite flat and reasonably spinny long pushes, although my practice partner didn't seem too troubled by them. I struggled with my backhand openers against long backspin pushes. As a fairly recent convert from inverted to pimple-out rubbers, I still use a fairly inverted-like stroke when attacking long pushes. That technique is simply not suitable with the Minotaur, as either the shot goes straight into the net or the pips bend, resulting in a shot that floats long. I instead recommend one of the two following approaches. That is, hitting through the ball with a neutral bat angle at the top of the bounce which creates a downward, somewhat wobbly trajectory, or rolling the ball over the net using a mini loop type motion using soft hands. Experienced pip players will struggle less with this technique adaptation. As mentioned by Spinlord, the Minotaur is not at all designed for topspin play from mid and long distance, as the long pips deform on hard strokes. However, it is still possible to float the ball onto the table using flat stroke mechanics, but the consistency is not great and the shots seem to be less dangerous than with other pimple-out rubbers. In line with the previous observations, backhand flicks need to be executed using a neutral bat angle. That is, you're looking to make pancake-type flicks in which the pips generate a downward trajectory. If you master this technique and use soft hands, good consistency can be achieved. The Minotaur behaves like a long pip rubber on backhand chops far away from the table. It is necessary to use proper long pip chopping technique to get the most out of this rubber, but if mastered, the chops are spinny and challenging to return. So there you have it. While the Spinlord Minotaur is not a rubber that suits a player type and recent pimple-out convert like me, I can easily see active push blockers use this rubber to good effect, especially in thinner and slower versions. In other words, the Minotaur is a great rubber for players who stay close to the table and are willing and able to attack balls using a flat, wristless movement. As always, thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see future reviews from me, the Pong Professor. Until next time.